Welcome to the Juice and Pop Show. I'm currently joined by Pops, none other than the greatest Pops in the world. Pops, what's going on, baby?
Baby.
So Pops is in the building. First of all, Pops, you got some new glasses. Talk to me. How you feeling? You got some new glasses.
I can see now. That's always both.
How do you feel about them, Pops?
They're good. All the plastic was off the other part that I couldn't really see. The scratch was getting on too bad. I had too long, over a year.
Nice. Yeah, you guys can't really see Pops' got glasses too much. He's a little too high. There y'all go. Now you guys can see him. I like him, chat. Y'all let us know down in the comments. Y'all rate him 1 through 10. Rate Pops' glasses. I like him a lot. Alrighty. You just messed your camera angle all. Oh my goodness. It's alright. Yeah, that's you're way out of the camera now, Dad. You gotta angle it to your left some. Yep, that's better. Now angle it upward. Yep. And then it goes one. I know you're trying to prop it up on something. Yeah, just angle the camera more toward the left then.
Really, is that all you need to do?
Yeah, now your whole face is out of the camera, Dad.
Well, I know what it's doing. It keeps on falling. I know what it's doing. I can see the shit.
That's good. That's perfect. That's flawless, Pops. All right, I appreciate it.
It falls.
If it falls, it falls. Okay. Alrighty. So, Travis Kelce is now officially the highest paid safety. I'm going to go over the numbers real quick. He restructured it. Or safety. The highest paid tight end in the league.
But
My bad.
he got the bag and team positions.
I don't know where safety came from. No clue. So
It'd be hard to get safety. I know that shit.
So Kelce's now officially the highest paid safety. He was originally at 30.2 and a quarter, so $30 million and 250,000. He rearranged it to 34,250,000. So he rearranged the deal for the same exact years on a 2-year deal, just worth $4 more million. And I guess Patrick Mahomes is restructured since he restructured his deal. What was it, like 2 months ago, maybe? I guess that's partially the reason why he done that, and I guess he's gonna continuously do that for players that he wants in the to be on the team and stuff. So, what you think about it, Pops? I mean, I love it. I think getting $4 extra million. I mean, you might as well. You probably got 2-3 years left. What?
Get him right there. Oh my God.
Just leave it like that, Dad. I mean, you're basically halfway out of the camera, but it's okay.
It's got me right in the center.
Yeah, you got okay, cool. Oh, it has you in the center. Okay, just leave it there then. If that has you in the center, leave it there. Leave it how you had it. Leave it how you had it, and I'll fix mine. Leave it to what's best for you, and then I'll fix mine. Oh, that's damn near perfect, Dad.
Lucky.
Lucky. I'll take it.
You better get in quick. I got ask a bunch of questions.
So how do you feel about Travis Kelce, Pops, getting the bag?
Getting his money, he deserves it.
Rightfully so, right? 100%.
For sure.
Do you think there's another tight end that is around that money, or do you think not really? Do you think he's kind of just class A plus by himself, and then George Kittle and Mark Andrews and whatnot are a little bit below her?
Kittle's right there in Andrews. If Kittle can stay healthy, and Andrews too.
Fair, fair. I like that assessment. I think they're both there. I just think it's the injury bug that gets them from being able to secure that bag the way that Travis Kelce's being able to secure the bag.
Kittle's hurt every year.
Yeah, Kittle is hurt every year, especially for a couple of games, and then sometimes it's a key game. But then he gives you everything that he has when he's on the field, so you love him. It just sucks that he gets injured, but you can't control that. Like, it is what it is. So during the Pat McAfee show, Ryan Poole, the GM of the Bears, says that he believes that the Bears during the draft hit all cylinders of what the team believed that they actually needed for the roster. Now, all team needs, they believe they hit every mark. They checked every box going into or coming out of the draft. Now, with that being said, Pat McAfee had a follow-up question is, do you think Caleb Williams will be the first 4,000-yard passer in franchise history for the Chicago Bears? He then went on a statement, being Poll, saying that the head coaches in the coaching system does not want to put Caleb Williams into a bad situation and doesn't want to force him to be a 4,000 yard passing quarterback. They want to put him into good situations and to be able to win football games. They want Caleb Williams to win us football games, not win us a passing championship this year and lose games because he's throwing a lot of picks and putting him in bad situations, basically, is what I was getting from it. And then just to follow up on that, they drafted the punter Troy Taylor in the 5th round, I do believe. And they said that was getting kind of late for them, and they were thinking about grabbing him just a little bit sooner. But they wanted to make sure that they got the punter, and they risked it in the 5th round because they thought that, his value was every bit of the 5th round and below. So how do you feel, one, about, the Bears, Pops, feeling that they done really good on the draft class and feel like they, got all team needs, then not really rushing Caleb Williams into the situation of being the number 1 pick, just saying, hey, just win us some football games. And then, drafting a punter in the 5th round because not a lot of punters get drafted, and then let alone in the 5th round. But, coaches and whatnot love him because he can drop the ball within 10 yards of, the opposing team. So
I think they had a really good draft. Like I said, they assess all positions of their needs and stuff, and they got the top of the the draft for that position anyway for that pick.
Yeah. I love the wide receiver choice, too. Sorry, go ahead.
That's one that was available at that spot anyways out there, so I liked it.
Yeah, for sure, 100%. Do you think that the Bears have to go to the playoffs and win and go to the 2nd round, or do you just think that they just have to be a solid team and look like they're progressing?
Got to be a solid 500 team at least.
Okay, so you think that they're on board to be 500? I feel like they made a lot of changes in the wide receiver core and the defensive core, and the defensive core is nice all around. And then you add in the quarterback piece, and I feel like their best quarterback's been Jay Cutler, so I feel like Caleb Williams kind of has not the highest hopes to fulfill. So I think that it's not too much of a task for him to go in there and throw for 3,000 to 3,500 yards max and try to manage games with a good defense.
I think he'll throw 35 to 4,000.
You think so?
Yeah.
Not mad at that.
They'll still have to throw the ball.
Yeah, 100%. And they got really good receivers. I mean, they got a rookie, and then DJ Moore and Keenan Allen's coming off his best year ever. Or DJ Moore, sorry.
They got the best receiving core they've ever had.
Oh, for sure, 100%. I feel like they haven't had a good receiver since Brandon Marshall, dang near.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I mean, they drafted what was that guy a couple years ago? I thought he'd be good. His name was White. He ran a fast 40. He was tall. He had dreads, and then he ended up not being good at all.
Rowdy White?
No, it wasn't Rowdy White because he played for Atlanta, and he was good. Something White. Maybe it wasn't. I can't remember, but y'all will let us know. But I love the moves, though, Pops. I think the Bears have a chance to be a good team, and I feel like me knowing that Caleb Williams is the quarterback is a better situation than Justin Fields, respectfully, even though I haven't seen a snap from him, and I'm a Steelers fan, so. It's kind of where I'm at with it.
I think they'll be fine.
Me too. So this right here is Mike Tomlin, well, Coach Mike Tomlin, calling Payton Wilson, which is like a speed star, honestly. But he's at the linebacker position. He ran a 4.43, but I feel like he can run in the 4.3s, honestly. He ended up tracking a player down from behind, DK Metcalf style, and he ran 23 miles per hour to 23.4 to be exact. And this is what Coach Mike Tomlin had to say about the NC State linebacker that has some injury problems.
Payton, how you doing? Hey, this is pretty good, isn't it? Hey, I just love the process, man. We got a chance to meet you in Mobile, and then we brought you in here. That's just how we work, man. This is, it's not a lightning strike, man. You are our type of guy, and we're glad it worked out, man. We're just excited about getting you up here. And the big thing is we just want to wish congratulations to you and your family, and we'll pass this phone around, man, and welcome you to the Steelers, man. You're doing well. Where are you?
Mike Tomlin looks geeked.
There you go, man. Congratulations to you and yours, man. We look forward to seeing you, and I'll pass you off to Mr. Rooney. No, thank you. We'll see you soon.
So that's what Coach T had to say. And then here is the 40. Oh, here, hold on. I'll wait for you to get back. All right, you back? All right. All right, Dad. So here is Payton Wilson running the 40 at the combine.
Payton Wilson got out. He just got out, Rich. 4.44. The full.
I feel like he ran that easily too, Pop. So I really do. Out of the gates. Looks like he has the. Go ahead.
He's the next Luke Kuechly.
You think so?
Oh, I know, sir.
I heard Luke Kuechly came out with a statement saying that he's the closest player that's been like him that he's ever seen.
Yeah, if people said if he stays healthy for 3 years, he's still going to be the player in the draft.
So do you think the Steelers have officially replaced, and all respect to Ryan Shazier, and I hope he stays healthy, but do you think that they've officially replaced, Ryan Shazier?
Yeah, by far.
Fair play. I love the pick. I'm super geeked. I think we got offensive line needs that we really, really needed. And then we grabbed the linebacker that you don't
really need.
Yeah, and that you don't never get to see often, that runs in the 4.4s, and that is a really athletic linebacker that falls to the Steelers.
He's a game changer.
Oh, for sure, 100%. I think he would be tremendous playing with TJ Watt.
What pick did they get him in?
So he was drafted in the 3rd round, 98th. 98th pick overall in the 3rd round, pick 35. I think the value there is great. I think to be able to get a linebacker that could be a future star and you feel that drafting them, I feel like that's a good value, in the 3rd round, and then we draft.
The only reason he went so low is because of his injuries.
Mm-hmm. Do you think he was 1st round talent without the injuries?
Without a doubt.
Without a doubt, for sure.
Best player in the draft.
I hope so. I hope we got us a stud because we haven't had a solid linebacker to play the middle that, has been a draft pick or a pickup in a while. And I know we got Patrick Queen now, but he still hasn't even played yet for us, so technically we can't really count him. So I like it a lot. I love it. I think we just helped out our defense tremendously. I like the back end of the defense. I like the edge pressure. I like the inside. We still got big Cam, so yeah, I like what we're doing on defense, Pops. I think it helped out tremendously, for sure. So CJ Stroud, Pops, and Micah Parsons. I mean, as you already know, because you brought it to my attention, and I went and looked at it a little bit. CJ Stroud was kind of upset a little bit, and Micah Parsons was upset when he seen Quinion Mitchell go to the Eagles, which was one of his favorite players in the draft. And then you got to notice how CJ Stroud was upset when Ricky Pearsall went in the first round, at the bottom of the first round, pick 31 to the San Francisco 49ers out of Florida, Pops. And he had that crazy one-hand grab. What'd you think of it? No, I mean, what'd you think of CJ Stroud having input on the on the player and his reaction?
That's what I'm telling you. I like the way he done that because it makes you want the player even more.
So you're talking about for fantasy owners out there and for NFL team owners out there and just anybody being a part of using players or drafting players. I couldn't agree with you no more. I feel like it just let you know that he thinks that he's going to be a transitional wide receiver from college to the NFL and probably not have a first year hiccup and probably come out of the gate playing well. Maybe that's
It showed you he won him. He was disappointed.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. I think so.
That he showed disappointment because they wanted him. Because he even said, well, we do got Diggs now. He even referred to it, but you can tell he wanted him.
Mm-hmm.
That Ricky Seal.
Yeah, I agree with you. When I watched, I looked at the video beforehand, so I knew what what the reaction was like, and yeah, it seemed kind of like he was like, I mean, that's a good pick. Like he actually enjoyed the film that he got to see from the player, so that's good to see. For fantasy owners out there. But the other side of the coin is the 49ers have been, saying that, they're not really going to make a trade or whatnot. Now it's officially coming out that the 49ers are willing to part ways with both receivers being Debo and Ayuk, or one of the receivers if one of them was to get signed.
Now that they got that receiver, that's why.
And that's why I was trying to put two and two together. Now that makes a whole lot of sense. If Ricky's actually that good and they believe he's that good, you'd be okay with letting one go and save money.
He has great hands. He runs great routes. He's got great speed. He's a total package in my book.
Oh, so you like Ricky Purcell a lot then?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. Do you think he could be anywhere around 1,000 yards his first year, or do you think that's a tough task with Brock Purdy over there and how the system is?
What they do with Ayuk and Debo.
Yeah, 100%. Do you think? Okay, so then let me ask you this: if Debo or Ayuk, if Ayuk gets signed, do you think that the Steelers would take on the contract with Debo and whatnot, or do you think someone would?
I think they only signed one of them. To be honest, that's what I think.
Yeah, they said they said that they're willing to keep both, but I don't think they're willing to keep both on big money. And then they said if they sign one, they're willing to let one go, and it'd more than likely be Debo.
Yeah, they're always going to say that shit. Don't matter. It's what their books say.
Mm-hmm.
What money they have to do, what they can afford to put on the roster, and they can't afford to.
Yep. I could see Debo going to the AFC. I could see them getting Debo out of the NFC so they didn't have to worry about him at minimum. So I'll say, my guess would be an AFC team is where he would land if he was to be traded or if he was to go play, for a different team. All right, Pops. So with the 15th pick in the 2024 draft, the Colts select the first defensive player in the draft, which was, the edge rusher out of UCLA that we both kind of liked, Latu. I'm sure I messed his name up. But he was the first defensive player drafted off of the board, and I wanted to pull this picture up for you, Pop, so you could see this picture real quick. He got on his right shoulder a massive COLTS logo. Talk about being all in, Pops.
Oh, no.
I mean, you hope you're a Colt for life at this point, right? It would be something crazy, right? If you got traded or something wild happens, and then it's like, dang, are you going to get the other logo now?
Yeah.
But I like it, though. I mean, he's all in. I mean, I guess if you're a player with that's got tattoos and stuff, you're kind of like, oh, yeah, okay. Like, maybe it makes you think he's more into the system, I guess? Or do you think that doesn't give him no locker room brownie points?
No, you know it does.
Okay, I was thinking it did, but I didn't know what you figured on that. But yeah, I thought that it was pretty crazy. Sorry.
I said anybody's going to brand themselves as a team logo.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, no other way than to go out with a bang. I mean, I guess if you're going to get the tattoo, just make sure it's the whole shoulder, right? Just make sure it's the whole shoulder. But hey, I guess we're going to end up seeing like a whole Colt themed sleeve maybe, or maybe that's just the Colt piece right there, and then he starts building everything else around that. But hopefully he turns it into a half sleeve at least. But yeah, he's got a Colt tattoo. He's invested. Okay, Pop, so Tank Dell was in a shooting in Stanford, Florida, which I mentioned to you before, but he is okay. He was released from the hospital today, though. But like some background information was he was at a club in Stanford, Florida, and it was a nightclub. So I guess, maybe get some new friends, I guess would be like, the first little bit of information, because the shooter was a 16-year-old and now they're in custody. So the incident was because of a teenage situation, which kind of sucks. And then the bad thing about the situation was there was 10 people that ended up being wounded from the situation, but I guess everything was lower injuries, and I don't think nothing was actually serious. But I'm not sure exactly what Tank Dell's injury was, but they're saying that he's just fine. So I'm assuming that maybe it was just being around the situation. But he would have had to got hit or some sort of way, right, to have to go to the hospital.
Yeah, but still, it just sucks. Being out there and getting shot by a 16-year-old kid, I'm saying, what the hell is he out in the club with 16-year-old kids out of the club? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's a grown-up adult. What kind of club's he at?
That's what I was thinking. I was wondering, why are you in a situation where it's a 16-year-old kid shooting? But from the incident reports, it says just wrong place at the wrong time, and he had nothing to do with the incident, and the incident had nothing to do with him. But just how you said, why was there 16-year-old kids even there in the first place? So I'm glad that he's healthy, though, and I'm glad that nothing happened in the situation. I'm glad that he's good, that he can still play football. But, yeah, I guess the 16-year-old is in custody, and it was 10 people that were injured, but everyone is fine, and no one actually was taken, too seriously with an injury. But it's the fact that it was a 16-year-old with a gun shooting outside of a nightclub, and Tank Dell, a national football players there. So all right, Pop, so a former player that played with Deion Sanders at Colorado named Xavier Smith decided to take to social media, essay The Athletic, or The Athletic or whatnot. But anyways, I was actually getting mad, like tears coming to my eyes, because bro, you never even tried to get to know me. Xavier Smith was recalling a time that he was having a conversation with Deion Sanders. And then he also recalls Deion Sanders telling him he should enter the transfer portal this spring. And then he followed this up with, he was destroying guys' confidence and belief in themselves the way he did it. He could have been done with a little more, or he said it could have been done with a little more compassion than how, Deion Sanders was presenting it. Deion Sanders' son decided to take to social media, and what he had to say was, I don't even remember him, to be honest. Bro had to be very mid at best, saying that he was like a mid-level player, not very good, not very talented. And then the next thing to follow up from that was his father, which was Deion Sanders, primetime, replied to someone else, which was KB. And I believe this is Kevin Byard, but I could be wrong. But he said, but I don't think it is because it's pre-time KB on Twitter. He said, tell your son, stop acting like the coolest out here, then put up a 4-8 season. And then Coach Prime replied to that and said, he will be a top 5 pick. Where your son going? LOL. I got time today. LOLOL. So it was a back and forth, Pops. A player said that he felt like, being treated unfair, maybe not, the best coach, and saying, to go to the portal. How do you feel about it?
Top 5 pick either.
You don't think his son will be top 5 pick? What? I think his son will be top 5.
I don't.
You don't think so?
I don't think he's a quarterback. I really don't.
You don't think you don't think he could transition into an NFL QB and be successful?
I don't think he's a first round quarterback. That's what we're talking about.
Oh, a first round?
Yeah, he can adapt to the NFL. He's not a top 5 pick. Not in my book. Not even close.
Okay, fair. See, I go more close to I think, he's right around the corner from 5. Just depends. But also, I'm not watching the game right now. I don't know who's coming out this year. I got to look at all the names. Maybe he's not Pops. But I don't know. I'm not sure. But how do you feel about, one of the students coming out and kind of saying, hey, I don't think, he's a good coach, basically, and just kind of trying to throw him under the bus. But I don't think that's going to help his transfer portal situation none, and I don't. Maybe he just said it just because he really was hurt, or do you think it's kind of added?
Hey, this country parent is getting a bunch. I mean, had to voice everything. Just sit back, take a chill pill, and go on to the next ride.
Facts. You're more than likely going to get picked up by a different school, and if not, then maybe Coach Prime had a reason to tell you to go to the portal.
Yeah, that can be close quarter to him just a coach. You don't have to put that shit on social media. That makes people look bad.
Mm-hmm. And then now you got people like us, talking about it for no reason just because he wants to make a statement. And yep, that's exactly what it is. Pops, you hit the nail on the head right there. It's exactly what it is. What else are we going to talk about, Pops? I got something else here for us. Okay. So everybody was shocked, Pops. Why are we trading as the Buffalo Bills with the Kansas City Chiefs? Why are we trading in the draft? What are we doing? Everyone on social media attacked Buffalo Bills for it. So Buffalo Bills GM was on the Pat McAfee show, and he had a few words to say about it after Pat McAfee asked him a few questions. Shout out to Pat for making that happen. But he says, first of all, I'm just going to say not exactly what he said. It's going to be in my words, so, take it for granted. Watch the Pat show. Now, he was on the lines of saying we both drafted a wide receiver. And we were fine with trading down, no matter who it was with, as long as we're getting what we think is worth. And then they didn't want to go down too far in the draft and then lose the wide receiver that they liked. And I believe that they're, liking a wide receiver was Keon Coleman. Josh Allen was also on social media talking about how he loved him. You also told me about that and made some statements, and I went and looked up some extra information on that. So Josh Allen is extremely ecstatic with the pick, and I think it was just a matter of the Bills trying to get a couple extra picks in the draft, like the manager was saying, or the GM was saying, sorry, and that they just really had their eyes set on Keon Coleman, whether that's the organization or Josh Allen, but, they went with Keon Coleman over Xavier Worthy.
Yeah, well, Worthy had because of his speed. A lot of people didn't like his as far as his receiving skills, especially the speed.
Yeah, that's a fair statement. His speed was definitely the reason why he was taken in the first round. That is fair, Pops. That is 100% fair. I feel like he kind of has the same frame as that receiver out of Tennessee or Texas with the Atani. I can't remember his name. He's decent, though. He's decent. They got around the same frame. But anyways, they addressed that situation. And then he said that they just really enjoyed, the Florida State wideout. And what he was able to accomplish there and what he was able to do. And they felt like dropping down on the draft was a better decision for them than, drafting Coleman there. And they ended up getting Coleman where they wanted without having to go up in the draft how they did in the year before with Kincaid. And he also referenced to that they didn't want to make that choice again, to where it's like, okay, cool, now we have to go back up in the draft to get somebody, and then end up, trading for no reason when they could have just got their guy or losing their guy. So at least they got their guy out of the deal. And they also, the general manager also said that we're going to have to see how the season plays out and how their careers play out to see who had the better wide receiver pick, is basically what I was getting from it. So we'll see what happens. Let's move on to the next thing. Oh, Pops, I got something else for you. You might like this one a lot. This isn't football related, but I'm going to show you on the screen here in a second, but you're really not going to have too much take into it. I'm just going to, name some of the actual fighters. But Conor McGregor has officially bought a part of the bare knuckle franchise. So just like the UFC, but it's bare knuckle. And they are now in, like, I don't know if it's full conversations to discuss like percentages and stuff, but Conor McGregor has officially got ownership, and here is a snippet video of what Conor McGregor had to say when he announced it.
What's up, everyone? The notorious Conor McGregor here, live from the Black 4 Gym on Saturday night. I just finished another amazing training session in preparation for my UFC comeback on June 29th. We are 9 weeks to the day, but that's then and this is now. And now is the Knuckle Mania, Bare Knuckle Fighting Championships flagship event, live from Los Angeles and available around the world on pay-per-view for $29.99. $29.99, let's watch them pulp their face. But ladies and gentlemen, that's not all. On the broadcast, we have a mega McGregor Sports and Entertainment announcement. Tune in and find out. Take off the gloves and fight, bitch.
Take off the gloves and fight.
What's up, Knuckle Mania? The notorious Conor McGregor here. Ladies and gentlemen, the huge announcement that I have for you today. Conor McGregor, myself, and McGregor Sports and Entertainment is now an owner of Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. Welcome to the big leagues. David Feldman, baby, we did it.
So he got business done with David Feldman, Pops. I'm not sure what the percentage is. I'm not sure how much he actually owns, but he officially owns a percentage, and I'm not sure if it's going to, the percentage will grow over time or whatnot. I'm sure details will come out for his deal and whatnot, but he officially owns a part of bare knuckle boxing. I think it's quite crazy, but I think it's a great accomplishment for him, and I think it's nothing but really good things for bare knuckle fighters. What do you think about, Conor McGregor stepping into an organization? I know you don't know much about bare knuckle, but he's part owner in another promotion now, Dad.
I'm curious to hear more about it. That's for sure.
Do you think that just with his name oh, sorry, you had more? Go ahead.
I'm saying bare knuckles would be a lot of injuries, serious injuries.
No, 1,000%. It's gonna be a lot of injuries. I don't think we'll ever see Conor McGregor do bare knuckle though. I just think it'll more than likely just be promotion and owning it. I think him doing promotion with it while owning it is a huge benefit to himself right now. That, okay, cool, now I can use the magnitude of myself and having the launch of my promo for my own fights coming up, and he can use that on bare knuckle to promote himself even more probably, and then cross reference things, to make his pockets just a little bit fatter. He also just had the movie Roadhouse that came out, Pops. You watched that. What'd you think of it?
What was it?
The movie Roadhouse that Conor McGregor was in.
Not too bad.
Not too bad?
They have him more of playing a comedy part. Playing a badass, but it's comedy. Should have been more serious for what I believe.
Okay. Fair. I like that assessment. I haven't watched the full movie, but I've watched about half of it and ended up falling asleep. It was super late at night for me. But yeah, maybe I'll have to rewatch that again for sure. But I like the actual action scenes in the movie, though. I thought the action scenes in the movie were quite, appealing to action wise when it's the fighting. But I feel like it looked a little weird though. Because I feel like it looked kind of like CGI-ish a little bit, but then again, I don't know.
Yeah, it's different.
Subscribe to the Juice and Pop Show.